There is a treatment that you can do at home that is incredibly rejuvenating, that is inexpensive, that has virtually no downtime, that you can use products that you already own to enhance its results, and it's really easy to do. It is dermarolling. Today I'm going to do an updated dermarolling video, and I want to take you through why we do it, what the benefits of it are, how you can pick the right tools, and then I'm also going to show you how to effectively disinfect your dermaroller. So if you are interested in hearing my kind of device routine and getting a real deep dive into dermarolling along with a demo, then just keep watching. Okay, so first of all, what is dermarolling? Dermarolling is taking a little roller that has needles in it and applying it to clean skin to poke those little needles easily through your skin, through the stratum corneum, into the living epidermis, so that you may stimulate some of the cells in that living epidermis to release growth factors and cytokines. Now, why is that important? It's important because growth factors and cytokines are messengers. And when we're really young, those messages are going off between our cells, constantly. There is just a huge amount of communication going on that is signaling all kinds of things that are youthful. Now, as we age, just like so many things like collagen and elastin and our bone density and our muscle mass, all of these things, our growth factors are also depleting over time. One of my references that I read all the time is the Dermal Needling book by Dr. Lance Setterfield. I want to read you something out of this book. I'm going to link and source, of course, this book in the description box, because I do think that if you are somebody who's really interested in microneedling, this is a resource that is beyond valuable. He talks about cell receptors, and he says another way of looking at cells communicating with each other is that the cells are sending text messages, signaling molecules, aka growth factors, cytokines, hormones, to each other, and receptors are like the cell phones which receive those messages. So imagine that the growth factors, the cytokines, etc., are just the text messages going between the cells, and the cells are the phones sending and receiving those text messages. And as we age, those text messages slow down. They don't get to the receiver as fast. They don't get sent as fast, and there are less of them. So communication breaks down, and when communication starts to break down, the overall health of our skin and the youthfulness of our skin also is breaking down. Healthy, robust communication equals more youthful skin. So anytime that we can encourage that, which is what we are doing with cosmetic rolling, is a great thing. And the cool thing is it's so non-invasive to roll in at 0.3 and just poke those cells, cause them to release their own growth factors, cytokines, etc. And then we add to it by topically applying peptides and growth factors of our own. When you put on a topical and you add it over a microchannel, you are increasing its efficacy and its penetration potential hundreds and hundreds of % over. So it is definitely something that is worth doing for product penetration, but it's also worth doing just the mechanical action of doing it is stimulating your body's own release of those growth factors, cytokines, etc. So those messages are happening like they were when we were youthful. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the roller that I think is important to get your hands on. Now, this one in particular is by Angel Kiss. I've used this particular type of roller from this particular brand for years. I buy it on Amazon. It is under $15. It has real needles. It has 192 stainless steel needles. You can actually see them in the drum, and that's really, really important. There are derma rollers on the market that have a solid drum where all you can see is the needles poking out of the drum. I would avoid those. Now, some of those may actually have real needles, but because you can't actually see the entire needle, I would caution you away from that just to be sure that you can see the entire needle in the drum. Now, stainless steel is a great choice because it is antibacterial and it is just kind of the standard of care in surgery, and it's definitely the material that is most often recommended. Now, you might also come across titanium needles. Those are a little bit more durable, and theoretically you could get a little bit more time out of your Dermaroller. There isn't anything wrong with titanium needles, but I usually do prefer stainless steel. I have some rollers by Koi that are titanium, and I think that they are just fine. They are real needles, but I almost always gravitate towards these from Angel Kiss. The price is right, the needles are real. There's 192 of them. I can look at it straight away, tell that there are real needles. It rolls really, really smoothly and has really nice ergonomic feel. I like that it is that cost too, because really you want to use a roller max 10, 15 times would be the tops. And then you need to replace it because the needles will start to get dull, and you don't want to use dull needles on your face or your neck or your décolleté or your hands, obviously. So at that price, I feel like it's really easy for us to replace it and get a new one at 10 to 15 rolls. I almost always replace it around 10 just to be safe, because at $12 or $13, I figure my skin is worth it. So the way that you want to roll is you want to roll in small sections, and I like to pick a square section on my face, and I just kind of divide my face up into grids, and you want to roll in short strokes, and you always want to lift the roller after each stroke. I like to make kind of a grid, so I will go 3 times down, and then I will go 3 times above, and then I might go 3 times across again in that little grid, and I'll look for something called erythema. Erythema is just pink skin. So you're just looking for a little bit of, something going on with your skin. Now, if you don't see a bunch of pink, don't roll over that area, 100 times to get to pink. Sometimes the erythema is delayed, so it's probably on its way. So just do 3 to 4 passes and then move along. Now, when you're first starting out, you might want to do this like once a week, and you might want to limit the passes so that your skin kind of gets used to it and you can kind of assess how you react to the dermarolling. Now, you can dermaroll on clean, dry skin. So you want to wash your face and then you can roll on dry skin. It actually rolls, so there's no need for some slip. And then when you're all done, you can go and apply your products. I'll list in the description box the products that I think are really great right now that I'm using with my dermarolling. It is growth factors, peptides, and sometimes I will use a vitamin C. Now, that's not to be confused with medical needling where we don't use vitamin C. So that's a whole different subject. So don't get confused on the vitamin C factor. You can use vitamin C when you're going very shallow, but not when you're going deeper due to the potential for granuloma. Now, the other way that you can roll is that you can actually apply the product first, a thin layer, and then you can roll, and then you can apply another layer of the product. Typically, this is with growth factor products. These are serums or very thin consistency type of things. They're not really heavy creams or, heavy lotions or anything. They're very thin so that they can actually get into those channels. A couple pro tips that I think can be very, very helpful. When you are needling around your eyes, first of all, you want to pull the skin gently down so that you actually needle on the ocular bone. It's important for the roller to have something up against to actually be able to penetrate with those needles. So gently pull the skin down and roll the skin that is close to your lower eyelid on that bone. You can do the same for your lid, and I really recommend that you stay away from the actual mobile lid where your eye is underneath. I don't needle there, but I do try to move that eyelid skin up onto my eyebrow, onto the bone up here, which is normally under the eyebrow, so that I can needle a little bit of my lid and get some of that, product penetration and the growth factor release in that area as well. The other thing that I highly recommend that is a pro tip is to try and roll away from your nose towards your ears. This is important for lymphatic drainage, and it can be very, very helpful for that. You do not want to roll toward your nose or toward your eyes. Always down and away toward your ears so that you get some lymphatic drainage. When you're rolling your neck, you can roll in a grid, that's fine, but I always like to finish rolling down in short strokes, and that again is lymphatic drainage. The other thing that I think is really, really important is that we understand that all of that communication that is going on is very, very helpful in the production of collagen. So even though you're going shallow with these needles, you absolutely can get enhanced collagen production. So do not be fooled by the fact that these are little short needles that really don't hurt at all. It's a super, super comfortable treatment. Now, how often can you do this? Theoretically, you can do it up to 7 days a week, believe it or not. It is a really gentle treatment. The little holes that are created, they are closed up within an hour. You can do it at night so that by the time you wake up in the morning, there's absolutely no evidence that you even did it except for possibly a little bit of a glow. Okay, so how do we disinfect? I'm gonna roll a clip from my last Dermarolling video because this form of disinfection is fantastic.
First, I take a plastic cup and some Effordent denture cleaner, which kills 99.9% of bacteria. I take a cotton round and I place it in the bottom of that plastic cup gently. Then I take one of the denture tablets and place it on top of the cotton round. I add enough water so that the dermal roller can be completely submerged. I let that tablet completely dissolve, might have to swish it around just a little bit, and then I place my dermal roller in the water gently. The cotton serves as kind of a cushion so that I don't bend or harm the needles in any way. I give it 30 minutes to soak, and then I take it out of the solution and I put it through the hottest water that my sink will produce for at least 30 seconds.
And then I will spray it with 70% isopropyl alcohol, put it back into its case, and then I leave it to dry before I close it. Once it's completely dry, then I can put the lid back on it and put it away. So that is how I store this. I am doing my Dermarolling once a week. So here is my updated device routine for the fall of 2021. I'm Dermarolling 1 day a week. If I can get to the point where I'm Dermarolling twice a week, that will be great. I'm just trying to make it realistic right now. So I'm doing this cosmetic Dermarolling 1 day a week. I'm loving it with the roller. I feel like it's a lot faster than grabbing my pen and setting up and plugging it in and doing all of that stuff. Plus it's more cost effective and I'm not throwing a cartridge away every single time I cosmetically needle with a pen. Okay, so that is 1 day a week. Right now, I am doing my RF again, and for me, that is still NEWA. It's the same RF device I've been using for a few years, and I am doing that 4 times a week. So 4 other nights of the week, I am doing radio frequency for approximately half an hour. That leaves 2 days of the week, and I am trying to get my microcurrent in on those 2 days. That is my device routine for the fall. I'm keeping it pretty simple. I am not trying to cocktail too many things up so that I actually will do it. The only caveat is that there may be days when I do my RF, when I do my NEWA, that I follow it with a microcurrent treatment because I really love microcurrent. So sometimes I want to do it more than 2 days a week. But I think a really solid routine is 2 days of microcurrent, 4 days of RF, and 1 day of cosmetically rolling. Now, once a month or once every 5 weeks, I will do a deeper needling session, and that is 0.5 or deeper, and that is medical needling. Then I pull out my pen, and the procedure is a lot more kind of a little bit more like a medical procedure where I'm only using high molecular weight hyaluronic acid and I have a very sanitary environment and I swab my face with alcohol. All of those things are a little bit, it's like a little bit more of an amped up, almost in the treatment room type of treatment that I'm doing. I do that just once every month, every 5 weeks. So that's my complete device schedule for the next 2.5 months till Christmas, I would say. And then I'll probably change it up just a little bit, or I will assess the results and I'll move on from there. Now you might be asking, but you had surgery. Why would you want to do RF? Well, I can tell you, and I can't say this enough, that if you have or you're planning to have any kind of plastic surgery, you're still going to want to do all of the things because we're still aging and we want to maintain our results. I want to have the best skin that I can have. Plastic surgery is going to address things like maybe, the direction or the shape or that kind of thing. But we need to address the skin always. So trust me when I tell you, even if you have any kind of plastic surgery, you are still going to want to have a great skincare routine, and you're still going to want to do the things that help to induce collagen and rejuvenate your skin. That's what this is all about. Okay, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that the demo was helpful while we were watching. If you have any questions or you want to know any other information, I'm gonna link this roller in the description box. It is the Angel Kiss roller. It's inexpensive. I've used it for years. I love it. And again, I think having an inexpensive roller that is high quality is very, very important because you have to change it out every so often. You do not want to continue to use it once it's dull. It's very, very important. So cost effectiveness is incredibly important so that you'll actually do that. I do hope that you're having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.